And some of the poo that's going to be traveling through that plant is very likely going to be coming from Universal Orlando resorts. And so, on my most recent trip to Florida, I decided to visit these bathrooms. Welcome back to Privy. Privy is a podcast about bathrooms, recorded from my home bathroom. I'm your host, Hunter Hoover, and I love bathrooms. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And if I haven't said it yet, Happy New Year. I hope your New Year is off to just a real bang, just banging and clanging. You know what I'm saying? At the point of this episode's release, we are well into the new year. I hope your resolutions are doing good and they're not some decayed husk on the side of the road like many people's are by this time. We kicked the year off here on Privy, new year, new Privy, not really, by discussing some New Year's resolutions. You can go listen to that episode about how our diets affect our pooping. And we hope that your New Year's off to a good start. You know, that first month is crucial to ringing in the new year, and hopefully your diet and your workout regimen haven't caused you to crap yourself beyond repair yet. That's always the goal. Those gyms are banking on you not using their stuff. Like, they're banking on people signing up after a few too many of them Christmas cookies. They're banking on people signing up and not using it. That's what they want. They want you to be healthy, but for a large group of people, they do want them to sign up and forget they signed up. At the point of you hearing this record, since last time you heard me, I recorded that episode, I will admit, before I went on winter break. My family and I traveled to Florida. We were in Florida for winter break. Stay tuned for Toilet Tuesday on Privy Social. You'll see some of those Toilet Tuesdays from Florida here in the coming weeks to months. So we have traveled to Florida and come back. And while in Florida, I underwent another special project. We're going to get into that here. Years ago, the last time we visited Florida, and you can go check this out. It's about 3 years ago. It's on an episode called Disney Dumparoo. I got in my head that I wanted to try out every bathroom in the Magic Kingdom. And along the way, I learned a few things. I learned about the less than magical side of the Disney magic. If you recall, I was baffled at how a mere hour to 2 hours into the park being open, someone had totally just decimated the Main Street bathroom, like right out of the gate. First bathroom, right out of the gate for the day, just absolutely just shazzed it. And it's just first couple hours. It's truly wild. But something else that I learned on my trip, we did go to Disney this year. I did not venture into every Disney bathroom this year, but I will say that there's some bathrooms at Disney that are less known and are not on the bathroom map, and they're like attached to restaurants and are not a part of the like general mapping, because Disney got so dang busy most of the time that they had to route the foot traffic through like the back lot, and I got to see the seedy underbelly of Disney. I got to see where they stack all the Mickey's magical wood pallets. It was something else. But there's a bathroom back there that I guess is public accessible. Missed that one, didn't know about it. And so we returned to the swampy South, not with the swampy South. Try to keep my South a lot less swampy than I used to. And in doing so, I began to think, what am I going to do? Like, we're heading down here. I did like an amusement park greatest hit bathrooms hits in the Magic Kingdom. But I've already traversed and laid beef on all of the Magic Kingdom bathrooms. What's next? And we went to Animal Kingdom this time. And at the time that I was preparing for this episode, I was thinking, man, maybe I could hit every bathroom in the Animal Kingdom, which maybe one day. But I'm glad I didn't, because when we went to Animal Kingdom, my children went on the like Wilderness Explorer, where you got to go around and find all the Wilderness Explorer things, which was super fun. But I would not have been able to do these bathrooms if I had tried to do them at the Animal Kingdom. We were on a time crunch towards the end of that Wilderness Explorer journey. Also, none of the Wilderness Explorer badges were near the bathroom. It's kind of weird. Maybe put one in the bathroom next time. And I'll be honest, I don't really want to give Disney any more free airtime. I'm kind of annoyed with Disney We had a great time at the parks. We always do. We got to ride Tiana's Bayou. New ride, new skin on an old ride. It was good. It's the same ride, different coat of paint. Put lipstick on a pig, you know what I'm saying? But I will admit, my family and I did venture to another park. And as I was doing some research, preparing myself, I was like, oh, maybe I should hit every bathroom there. And as I was doing that research and looking at bathrooms and looking at how many bathrooms are in this park and some of the history, I realized that I was going to do another bathroom project, and that this one might even be bigger than the one I did. The Universal Orlando Resort, as it's known to people who are not just dweebs, Universal Orlando is a 1,200 plus acre theme park and entertainment resort. Universal Studios Florida opened back in 1990, and at the time, there was plans to form a single park into a large resort that would compete with the likes of Walt Disney World and what the Disney Corporation was doing. A second theme park opened 9 years later, Universal Islands of Adventure. This opened in addition to the Universal City Walk, which is like the landing business and restaurant scape that exists at the entrance to the Universal parks. And incorporates a variety of themed hotels and restaurants and retail outlets. And it had mixed success at first. Then the third and first ever 30-acre water park. This is the third park for Universal Studios, and it's the first ever 30-acre water park. It's a big boy. Called Universal Volcano Bay, was added in 2017. Pretty recent. Thank you. At the point of this record, a fourth theme park called Universal Epic Universe. It's a lot of universe. It's a real universe sandwich right there. This is scheduled to open in the year 2025. Now, if you're hearing this, you're going, well, Hunter, it's 2025. Later this year. All right? Just chill out. I didn't get into Epic Universe. We're going to get to that. Universal Orlando was originally called Universal Studios Escape. But the name was short-lived and changed to Universal Orlando Resort in July 2000. Universal Orlando ranks as one of the most visited resorts in the entire world with an annual attendance of 21 million people. The last time that was counted seems to be in 2017. Universal Orlando exceeded 3 of the 4 Walt Disney World Resort theme parks in estimated attendance in 2021. So, attendance to Universal seems to be on the rise. After Universal Orlando, Florida opened in June 7th, 1990, Universal Entertainment formed a joint venture with the Blackstone Group. The Blackstone Group is one of those big corporations that just kind of likes to own a little bit of everything and likes to get their thumb in everybody's pie. They're just finger blasting pies left and right. It's just really frustrating. It's one of those things where when you go to the supermarket and you got like 90 cereals and you're like, ooh, they're not competing. Blackstone probably is one of those companies, or Vanguard. They own like half of them, and the competition's all in your mind. But they began plans for a future expansion that would transform the single park, Universal Studios Florida, into a multi-day destination resort. Construction began on Islands of Adventure in 1995, and as I stated, it opened to the general public in 1999. This Universal Islands of Adventure featured 6 themed islands, including the Port of Entry, Seuss's Landing, Lost Continent, Jurassic Park, Toon Lagoon, and Marvel Superhero Island. If you hear those and you've been to the parks in modernity, you'll go, wait, he missed something. More to that. The Islands of Adventure kind of had mixed success at first. People didn't really gravitate toward it, and several attractions got closed almost as soon as they got open. And this became something that I've noticed about Universal. Universal seems willing to reskin a ride. Like, it's like, you know, when one fad moves out, they're willing to like swap in the new thing and just kind of give it a different coat of paint. And it turns out maybe they're onto something, because that seems to be what Disney wants to do too. But the Islands of Adventure opened up and they struggled at first. But fear not, that struggle was nothing that Harry Potter couldn't save. Universal cut a deal with Warner Brothers, and Harry Potter World, quote unquote, the Harry Potter world, the wizarding world of Harry Potter, came to be between 2010 and 2015. This addition to both parks really was a revitalizing effort, and it gave little Harry Potter nerds a new draw to Universal. And as a person who was drawn to the Universal Harry Potter World electric light as a little Harry Potter bug, it worked. Now you can get a wand. You can also get an authentic butterbeer, and I just want to tell you something. That butterbeer is so good. I did overspend on my most recent trip to Universal. I must confess, I overspent my butterbeer budget a bit. We don't need to count how many butterbeers I purchased in the course of my time in the parks, but it's not single digits. We're not sitting at single digits butterbeer. Now, I didn't consume every butterbeer, but the butterbeer is just better. It's better. The butterbeer is better in the butterbeer source. And so, again, we're double digits, but that's fine. You can register your house with Pottermore. The people running around, running around, flippity-dippity their wands all over the place. It's like, chill out. This one dude made it rain. Like, there's this spot where you can hokety-pokety your wand at the wall, and it makes water come out of a shower rod up above, but it made it rain. Dude got me wet on the shoulder. Like, dude totally wet my shoulder with his magic wand. That butterbeer's good, though. But this is the basic history. As I said, the development of Universal Orlando, and revitalization of it is one of kind of competition and ego. This is the founding of the parks, but we need to dig into like the shaggy nitty underbelly. You know what I'm saying? So backing up before Universal Orlando, in 1982, Universal contemplated the idea of opening an amusement park in Florida to compete with Disney, and they did it. They considered building a similar version of their studio tour tram ride located at Universal Studios in Hollywood, retaining the studio backlot tour theme to set it apart from what Disney was offering at Disney World. It would be an opportunity. They'd have working studios. You would drive around, see all these cool studio sites, and it would offer you this experience that was different than what you could get at Disney. Universal abandoned the idea after attempts to partner with, at the time, skeptical Paramount Pictures failed to materialize. Good old SpongeBob backed out on the deal. Look where we are now. I didn't see a SpongeBob ride. I didn't see a Nickelodeon character in sight. Figure it out. The studio tour in Los Angeles continued to thrive, especially in the addition of a new massive scene based on the 1976 King Kong film. It opened in 1986 as King Kong: The Encounter and became an instant hit with guests. It boosted attendance, prompted Universal to revisit the idea of building this theme park in Orlando with a cool backlot tour. That same year, 1986, former Disney Imagineer Peter Alexander, who worked on the life-size King Kong animatronic and later became an executive at Universal Creative, met with his friend and renowned director Steven Spielberg to discuss the creation of a Back to the Future similar ride, a backlot tour for Back to the Future. This was met with various opinions. Star Wars creator George Lucas, who recently had helped Disney design the Star Tours attraction at Disneyland, boasted to Spielberg that Universal Studios was, quote, incapable of building as such a ride as what Disney had made. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. That's some big talk for someone whose whole franchise has gone so woke that you can't even tell who the good guy is anymore. Like, even the bad guys are just a little bit good. They're just a little misunderstood, and they might be a man and a woman's whatever. Spielberg and Alexander gladly accepted the challenge, and they began to work on the ride's concept. Universal Studios was already working on the design for its backlot tram tour attraction in Florida, which would include multiple scenes depicted in the Hollywood location. However, in 1987, Disney CEO Michael Eisner previously the CEO at Paramount, when Universal pitched their Florida park. And remember when Paramount was like, I don't know about that. Well, it seems like he ran on over to Disney, became the CEO, and he announced their intention to create their own studio backlot tour at Walt Disney World. Classic. It's a classic move of whose backlot tour is bigger. Let's compare backlot tours, and it's not a compensation problem. The new area, to be called Disney's MGM Studios, was a preemptive move to counter Universal's planned introduction into the Orlando market. It looks like, perhaps, they should have had my friend signed an NDA, because Universal claimed that Michael Eisner took advantage of his prior access to their plans for Orlando, borrowed on some of the concepts, but Disney denied Eisner ever saw those plans. They also noted that planning for Disney MGM Studios began in 1981, long before Eisner was hired. Yes. The corporate war between the two companies, Disney and Universal, had spilled over into the public relations sector, described as, quote, a nasty feud by the New York Times in 1989. Universal had publicly revealed their plans for Orlando ahead of Michael Eisner's announcement. But Disney was in a better position to fast-track construction on this new backlot tour attraction and open it sooner. This, ultimately, forced Universal Studios to rethink their approach and abandon the tram tour concept design for the park. Instead, they opted to build standalone attractions while retaining the overall studio backlot theme. Their projected opening day lineup would include Kongfrontation, Jaws, and the Spielberg-Alexander collaborative project Back to the Future: The Ride. A large theme park with separate attractions was a new concept for Universal in 1990. And their creative team ran into multiple obstacles during development and testing. Among the casualties from the early troubles was the Back to the Future ride, which had its opening delayed by nearly a year. Now, both parks, Disney and Universal Studios Orlando, have backlot tours. And although Disney still outpaces Universal, as was noted, Universal beat out all but one Disney park in Florida last year. But Disney, it seems, has something Universal does not: a specific improvement and tax district. When we discussed the Magic Kingdom and Mickey's very, very big backstage pass and underground tube, we had to discuss Reedy Creek. You can go back to that episode. Again, it's called Disney Dumparoo, and learn more about Reedy Creek. But in that episode, we discussed how, as Disney was preparing to make their little slice of Florida, they were granted and given a specific tax and improvement district to handle the infrastructure and levy taxes to be used for the development of the Magic Kingdom. This said, Universal is part of Orange County. As a result, Universal Studios lays within Orange County, Florida's tax district. It's hooked to Orange County's infrastructure and services. That Universal has accomplished what they have without this specific bump, this tax-exempt bump, is telling. To date, Universal has 2 full-size amusement parks, a record-breaking water park, and it would seem if they were going to make things any bigger, an improvement district may be in order. And this brings us to a segment of Poo in the News. This Poo in the News article comes from Central Florida Public Media back in August 2023. And it says, amid controversy over Disney World's special tax and improvement district, Reedy Creek, Universal Studios is asking the Orange County Commission for a district of its own. The commission plans to discuss that request at a meeting on Tuesday. This was back like almost a year and a half ago. Public hearing to create the district could come later. The proposed Shingle Creek Transit and Utility Community Development District, or CDD, would be structured like 15 others around the state. It's unlike Reedy Creek. the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, was specifically created and revised by the legislature to have a greater scope of authority. This Shingle Creek Improvement District, as I'm calling it, would help Universal fund public infrastructure around its upcoming Epic Universe through tax-exempt bonds and special assessments. Now, Epic Universe is a new theme park that is under construction and, based on corporate information, is supposed to open summer of this year, 2025. The CDD, the Shingle Creek Development District, would cover over 700 acres, which 380 of those are actually being developed. These are south of Sand Lake Road and west of John Young Parkway. The Shingle Creek Improvement District would fund $174 million in improvements, drainage, water reclamation, transit stations between its forming and 2029. It's noted in a memo, Deputy County Administrator John V. Weiss said improvements will be owned, operated, and maintained by the Shingle Creek Development District or, by agreement, other public entities. It would also have improvements to transit and stations and tracks related to the Links and Sunshine Corridor, certain improvements related to Destination Parkway, Epic Boulevard, and Southwest Regional Water Reclamation Facility. They're looking to improve much more than Epic Universe. And that's for this little installment of Pooh in the New. So that's fun. Universal, or, through the need Universal presents as they prepare their Epic Universe, is trying to establish Shingle Creek. But looking at Shingle Creek's website, it seems that Shingle Creek Improvement District has existed for some time, at least since 2019. And so perhaps they've had this work in the work for a bit now. But that's because, as it concerns Universal, they're actually looking at Shingle Creek Transit and Utility Community Development District. A bit different, related. And in October 2023, it was approved. Universal got its improvement district. In a press release at that time, Spectrum News wrote, the money would also cover a Sunrail station off Destination Parkway, improvements to the county's South Water Reclamation Facility, improvements to Epic Universe, the main entrance roadway to Epic Universe. Funds would be raised through tax-exempt bonds. We already talked about that. We think this plan will serve more than 1,000 residents getting to and from their jobs, as well as millions of visitors that come to our area attractions, said John Spruill, Executive Vice President and Chief Administrative Officer, CAO. No, I'm just kidding. Of Universal Destination and Experiences. Universal revealed their plans for the district 1 year ago in January 2024. Epic Universe is set to open later this year, 2025. It will feature restaurants, shops, multiple themed lands, including Super Nintendo World. You better watch your back, Mickey. Epic Universe is coming. It could be the closest thing we get to the Pokemon theme park. This is a podcast about bathrooms. This is not an amusement park podcast. I'm sure those exist. I bet they're interesting. This improvement district, as was noted, will bring improvements to the South Water Reclamation Facility. This is a water treatment and sewage treatment facility in Orange County, Florida, that provides services to Orlando and the surrounding area. The reclamation facility has 4 MGD pumps near the end of their life cycle. That means they're getting ready to die. The IPS faced accessibility, maintenance, and hydraulic performance challenges. Frequent sanitary overflows, don't want those. Bad news when the sanitary is overflowing. Pump failures, if the pump is pumping deuce, you don't want failure on that. You do not want a deuce pump failure. But these underscored their need to update things. They got to fix it and get it going. They decided these pumps removed via hatches and guide rails, while at grade piping and valves enhance accessibility. These are some of the things that they want to do. This is all part of Shingle Creek's coming plans. Universal Orlando, via preparation for Universal's Epic Universe, got their Reedy Creek, Shingle Creek, the Shingle Creek Improvement District. And some of the poo that's going to be traveling through that plant is very likely going to be coming from Universal Orlando Resorts. And so, on my most recent trip to Florida, I decided to visit these bathrooms. Every bathroom in both parks of Universal Orlando Resort. First up, the entrance bathrooms. Our first bathroom that we visited was Dr. Seuss's Corcus Circus McGurk. All right, first bathroom at Universal Adventure Island. We're in the Cat in the Hat Dr. Seuss bathroom, and I promise you, we're an hour into the park being open, and this toilet is fully streaked. So pictures will prove it. But other than that, the bathroom looks clean. It's got a cool Dr. Seuss theming. And big fan of the Seuss Land over here. Never been to it, but now that I got kids, we had to. Good stuff. So first bathroom, the Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat bathroom. Next, we ventured to the Backwater Cafe. All right, next up, we backtracked a little bit. We're in the Backwater Cafe bathroom. Super cool theming. Looks super clean, super accessible. We're about an hour and a half into the park day. This is a definite stop right now. We might check back on this one, but great stop. We'll give a complimentary flush before we go. We continued our journey to the bathrooms in the general Marvel bathroom. All right, number 3 on the stop here. We're in the Marvel bathrooms at the back of the Marvel comic book land. We just rode Spider-Man, super fun. Bathrooms are clean. We're like 2.5 hours into park being open. Bathrooms are clean. Little spray on this seat, but you know, what can you do? But yeah, lots of space. The bathrooms, there's like no wait in here. Although I'm a guy, you know what I'm saying. Those ladies are waiting all day. But yeah, so the Marvel bathrooms, good stop. So far, these bathrooms have been wonderful. We moved up to the Toon Lagoon bathroom. I have to tell you, the cartoon space in Universal Epic Islands of Adventure, that cartoon world is awesome. But the first bathroom in there was the Toon Lagoon bathroom. Bathroom number 4 in Universal Studios Islands of Adventure is the Toon Lagoon bathroom. Super cool, like old school 90s type stuff on the wall. Tons of room, tons of space, very clean. Little courtesy flush because I got a little too close to it there. Almost nobody in this bathroom, 2.5 hours in. Great bathroom stop. Also in this area was the Toon Wimpy bathroom. We just rode Popeye's Bilge Rat Adventure. Stopping by Wimpy's bathrooms right outside of it. Soaking wet. 10 out of 10 ride. A little bit of a cool day, but this is a great bathroom. It's kind of a smaller bathroom, but it is a great one. Wimpy's bathroom next to Popeye's Bilge Rat Adventure. Great stop, number 5. And closing out the bathrooms in the Toontown area was the Toon Gasoline Alley bathrooms. I'm doing this one from outside Gasoline Alley because this joker was slam packed. It's got a cool cartoon thing on the outside. But yeah, as far as going in, there was a line of like 6 guys, so you know the ladies' room was bad. I gotta say, we got absolutely soaked. The Bilge Rat ride at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure, just the amount of water that they displace onto the human person on that ride is just criminal. It's just soaking that you're just not prepared for. And so the rest of my day was spent wet, which meant wet visits to the rest of the bathrooms in Universal Studios Orlando, Florida. We moved up to the Islands of Adventure Jurassic Park bathroom. All right, so we're in the Jurassic Park bathrooms right next to the Jurassic Park ride. If there's as much splash on this ride as there is on this toilet, we're in for a treat. Unfortunately, this splash is yellow, so not the cleanest showing, but it is a land of dinosaurs, I suppose. And then from there, I made my way over to the Veloci Pizza bathroom. It's a Velocicoaster themed bathroom. Number 8 on our Universal Studios tour. We're in the Velociraptor Pizza bathroom. This thing's got more wet
around the toilet than in the toilet. Truly, it's a masterpiece of failure. It literally looks like a velociraptor. It has venom spit everywhere around this toilet. Pictures to come.
I kind of messed up. I had to super overtrack.
So here's the deal. In the middle of Harry Potter land, there's a place called Public Conveniences. This bathroom is anything but convenient, but it's definitely public. I've never seen so many people in one bathroom in my entire life. So my review, couldn't even get through the door because there's so many people wizarding themselves all over the place. So enjoy that.
And then to Lost Continent.
We're doing a quick stop. Number 9, I took a wrong turn. Lost Continent. Family bathrooms. Pretty clean, pretty spacious, not bad. We're here midday. Great bathroom here in the back of Adventure Island section of Universal Orlando.
Then number 11, I went back up to the Diagon Alley Public Conveniences. We crossed over.
All right, we're on the Diagon Alley side of the Harry Potter land, back on the Universal Orlando section of the park. Right as you come off the thing in the back of Diagon Alley, big bathroom. These doors on this bathroom are kind of like the bank for Gringotts. It's kind of cool. Big tall doors go all the way to the ceiling, even covering the floors on one side. But somebody left me a big old log in the toilet back here. It's a big one, brother. So it's pretty clean, except for some jackwagon forgot how to flush. Gringotts, Diagon Alley.
I made my way down to the World's Fair South. You know that I had butterbeer in hand on this one.
Coming out of Diagon Alley, I missed one. I had to backtrack, but just outside of Simpsons Land is the World's Fair South bathrooms. Pretty clean, pretty spacious. It's kind of one of those like chuggy, kind of modernist feel. It's got kind of a space speckled lining. This toilet's pretty clean. I'd use it. A little wet, but you know, we're midday after lunch. Everybody's dropping them. So, yeah, World's Fair.
And then, backtracking again, I went to the bathrooms labeled the London bathrooms just outside of Harry Potter World for number 13.
I've never been to London, but I'm pretty sure that there's about this much urine. Urine in the toilet, urine on the toilet, urine around the toilet. The flush on this toilet, though, is really what we need to talk about because it is the most chuggy looking flush I've ever seen in my life. Check out the pictures of this thing. But literally, the flush mechanism is not even attached to the toilet. The repair job on this is abysmal, but it's functional, maybe.
Number 14, I made my way to Fast Food Boulevard heading towards Simpsons World.
The Fast Food Boulevard restrooms, they're pretty clean. A lot of same stuff that we usually got going on. Pretty bad restroom, but a little busy, a lot of foot traffic. There was a guy cleaning, so yeah. For one that's themed after fast food, not too bad. Enjoy washing your hands, son.
And then I used the Expo Circle bathrooms.
All right. Number 15 is the Expo Circle bathrooms right outside of E.T.'s Flyaway Bike Adventure and the SpongeBob meet and greet. Actually pretty clean. And as far as the artwork on the outside, I think this one's my favorite. A little bit of poo streak in here, not too bad for 2:30 in the afternoon. And like the paint job, it's a cool place. Like this bathroom. Polar.
Number 16, I used the bathroom inside of the DreamWorks world.
Number 16 is the DreamWorks Land restrooms, and I'm here to tell you, not only are these the cleanest, they have the thickest doors. It's a small bathroom, but it's kind of tucked away. This is my recommendation. If you have kids, go use the DreamWorks Land restrooms.
And 17, I used the bathroom called Mel's.
You good? Okay, number 17 is Mel's restrooms. It smells weird. It smells like Mel really dropped a fat Mel. But it's raining outside. Everybody's panicking. So it's about as wet in this bathroom as it is outside.
Number 18, I used the bathroom at Music Plaza.
Alrighty, guys. I'm in the Music Plaza restrooms. Cool layout of this restroom. All the sinks are right in the middle. And for the amount of rain that's coming down, I am soaking wet. But for the amount of rain that's coming down, they're surprisingly empty. Bathrooms are pretty clean for 4:45 in the afternoon. So we're doing pretty good. Music Plaza restrooms, pretty great.
Number 19 was Gotham Ice.
Number 19 is the Gotham Ice Company restrooms. Are pretty clean. Dude just came in, did a fresh sweep. Yeah, cool ceilings. So I'm going to try to get a picture of those. But yeah, Gotham Ice, they're way back in the back of the right side of Universal.
At this point, it began to dump rain, and it was starting to look like maybe Hunter's not going to get it. Like, maybe Hunter's not going to get all 26 bathrooms. But my family went to secure a table at Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, and while they did so, I braved the rain, the downpour, the elements. No rain jacket, no coat, just a ball cap and a dream. I put forth to visit the last 6 bathrooms. Number 20, San Francisco bathrooms.
Number 20 is the San Francisco restroom. This restroom is by far the busiest restroom I've been to since I had to wait. There's a huge, you'll see it in the pictures, guys. But I'm rushing because I'm trying to get back to my family at the front. But San Francisco bathrooms towards the back of Universal Studios. One of the busiest bathrooms I've been to today. Not terribly dirty, though, just very wet.
It was wet. Very wet. Number 21 inside the Hollywood world was the one called Studio Audience.
21, I'm in the Studio Audience bathroom. Cool bathrooms, high stalls, really cool patterning on the floor. It's pretty busy because everybody's running for their lives because of all the rain. Pretty clean too, a lot of pee spray on the backsplash here. I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10 usability, but nothing bad for me.
And on my way up to fill my tum-tum with Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, I stopped by the park exit for Universal Studios, the regular one.
All right, next up is the park exit bathrooms for Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida. Pretty clean, cool vibe. This toilet that you just heard flush probably gets a 9 out of 10. I'd use it right now. It's one of the cleanest surfaces I've seen all day, so not a bad bathroom up here as we leave the park to go get some dinner.
A belly full of shrimp later, Anna and I ventured back into Universal Studios with a mission. I've got 4 bathrooms, and I need to get some more butterbeer. Number 23, the Moose Juice.
Number 23, we're almost done. We had to return to Islands of Adventure for one that I missed in Seuss Land. This is in the Seuss Land next to Lost World, and it's the Moose Juice bathrooms. When I came in, there was a gentleman cleaning it. They are very clean. It's almost the end of the park being open. Definitely would use this in a day. Vibe's pretty normal. Yeah, looks like a great bathroom. We're running low on time. I don't know if we're going to make them all.
On my way out of the park, I've still got 3. Time's a ticking. We stopped by number 24, Cafe 4 in the Islands of Adventure.
All right, another one that we missed from Lost Islands, Islands of Adventure, Cafe 4 in Marvel Land. It's pretty late in the day. This bathroom smells pretty bad. Pretty sure there's a dude watching the football game in the stall next to me, avoiding his family and his obligations as a man. But, you know, what can you do? It's the end of the day. It's 9:45 almost. The island's closing here in 15. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but here we go.
And then jumping up to number 25, the Waterworks bathroom.
Another vacant bathroom at the end of the day. This is almost the last one. It's the Waterworks on the way out of Islands of Adventure. It's pretty clean. Floors are a little wet. Plenty of pee space for the dudes. Yeah, weird layout, but cool bathroom.
And finally, on my way out of Universal Studios Islands of Adventure, on my way to the car, it's about 9 p.m. Lou's Lodge at the park exit for Islands of Adventure.
Alrighty, this one's locked. I set foot inside the bathroom. We made it. Lou's Lodge on the way out. I didn't get to go use this one, but we visited every single bathroom in Universal Studios Orlando, Florida, and the service worker who was trying to tell me that it's locked. He's super pissed that I stuck my foot underneath his little rope so I could be in his bathroom for a second. So I'm going to leave before I get in trouble.
And with that, it was a load of fun. We visited every bathroom in Universal Studios Islands Adventure and Universal Studios Classic. And I gotta say, I really liked the bathrooms at Universal Studios. The inside didn't have the craziest vibe, but they were all pretty clean. I mean, you heard a few in my comments there, and every bathroom has its things. But I was impressed. It was fun. What a way to kick off the season. And so, yeah, thank you for joining me on that little bathroom journey. I visited every bathroom in the Universal Studios Orlando Resort. And I'm here to tell you, my favorite is definitely that Toontown and Islands of Adventure. It's just so cool. It's just so cool. This brings us to the end of another episode of Privy. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year. And I hope that our journey around the Universal Studios Orlando Resort was enough for you. Do with this information what you will. As always, we would invite you to leave us a rating or review. The 5-star options are preferred. For every rating you leave, we'll donate $1 to the Wounded Warriors and Living Water International. As a reminder, to keep pooping in the free world, that free world was not always free, and to pursue cleaner water for all. There's parts of our world that do not have as clean a water as we do, and we want to fix that. Follow us on social media. We're at Privycast. You can follow me. I'm at Owlet7. Follow Randy Bowles if you're brave. Send us an email, privycast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Episode suggestions, feedbacks, concerns, anything that you have and want to tell us about, we would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for those who have left us a rating. If you do it on Apple Podcasts, I'd love to read your name out. On Spotify, I can't figure out, unless you leave a comment, how to read out your rating or review, but I see that there's a couple extra stars, so thank you guys. Share the show. Tell them, hey, rate this pod. The 5-star options are preferred, but tell them, rate this thing he's trying to generate some kickback to the Wounded Warriors and Living Water. Share the pod with 3 people. Tell them, hey, there's a bathroom podcast. This guy likes to talk about bathrooms. He went and put his butt on every bathroom in Universal Studios. Might be something to check out. Thank you all again so much for listening. Thanks to Kevin and Podington for use of their music. Thanks to the Universal Studios Orlando Resort for letting me put my butt on every single one of your bathrooms in the last couple months. This brings us to the end of another episode of Privy. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep pooping in the free world. Own your stank. And now, as always, don't forget to flush.